The Shepherd University football program has been a consistent winner at the Division II level for the better part of 30 years. Longtime head coach Monty Cater guided the Rams to 20 conference championships over his 29-year tenure, compiling a total win-loss record of 222, 91, and 1 during that time. Out of all those successful seasons, one season stands above the rest: 2015. In 2015, the Rams finished the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record and won the Mountain East Conference Championship. Shepherd entered the NCAA tournament and defeated IUP, Slippery Rock, and Grand Valley State to advance to the national championship game for the first time in program history. Shepherd would lose the title game to Northwest Missouri State and would come up just short of a national championship. But their historic achievements during the 2015 season deserve to be remembered. This is the story of that magical season, a season that saw the Shepherd Rams reach the summit of Division II college football. The Rams moved to the Mountain East Conference prior to the 2013 season after playing in the West Virginia Intercollegiate Athletic Conference since its inception in 1924. The Rams' first season in the MEC was a success, as the team went undefeated in the regular season and advanced to the NCAA tournament quarterfinals. 2014, however, was a down year for Shepherd. The team posted an 8-2 record and missed the NCAA tournament. The Rams entered 2015 hungry for a chance at redemption and had a long run in the playoffs in their sights. Quarterback Jeff Ziemba and wide receiver Billy Brown were the key players leading the offense, while defensive back Keon Robinson and defensive end Shaneil Jenkins anchored a stingy defensive unit. Other key returning players included running back Alan Cross, wide receivers Tony Squarwell and Dalton Boyd, and linebacker Jalen Johnson. The Rams opened up the 2015 season by beating West Virginia Wesleyan on the road 43-0. Safe to say that the 40-point shutout road victory set the tone for the season going forward. Quarterback Jeff Ziemba led the Rams to nearly 500 yards of total offense, while the defense absolutely baffled the Wesleyan offense, limiting them to just 81 total yards on the day. The next week, Shepherd took care of business in the home opener against Charleston, 45-25. Over the next 7 games, the Rams scored more than 40 points in 6 of them. The Rams completely dominated their regular season opponents, scoring 524 points while only giving up 264, beating their opponents on average by nearly 20 points a game. The defense was just as dominant as the offense, as Shepherd forced 38 turnovers and finished the regular season with a plus 21 turnover margin. None of their games were particularly close, with the only scare coming on October 24th, when the Rams beat Concord on the road 35-28. That game was a back-and-forth affair, with both teams matching each other blow for blow. With the game tied at 28 late in the fourth quarter, running back Jabray Lally scored from 3 yards away with 41 seconds left in the game to give the Rams the lead for good. The Rams closed the regular season in style, with a 52-20 win over Urbana on Senior Day to move their record to a perfect 10-0. The Rams earned a first-round bye in the NCAA tournament as the top seed in their region. Their first postseason opponent was the IUP Crimson Hawks, a team that would eventually become a conference rival of theirs in the PSAC. This game was the opposite of most of Shepherd's games this season, as it was a competitive, low-scoring affair controlled by defense. After both teams exchanged field goals in the first half, the game turned on one of the craziest plays you'll ever see. Leading 6-3 early in the third quarter, the Crimson Hawks lined up to attempt a short field goal, which was blocked by the Rams. The ball ended up in the hands of an IUP player who appeared to have been tackled while possessing the ball, but that was not the case. The ball rolled free again into the hands of a lineman who handed the ball off to a fellow lineman who walked into the end zone for a wild touchdown. At first, no one knew what happened as the referees gave conflicting signals on the field. IUP was eventually awarded the touchdown, giving them a 13-3 lead. A team somehow scored a touchdown while attempting a field goal. Unreal. Even though the momentum was not on their side, the Rams rallied from the chaos and scored the final 14 points of the game. Jeff Ziemba's touchdown pass to Billy Brown with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter sealed the come-from-behind win. The Rams won 17-13 and advanced to the quarterfinals against another eventual PSAC rival, Slippery Rock. The Rams took control of this game thanks to a wild third quarter. Tied at 7, Shepard scored 18 unanswered points to take a 25-7 lead. Slippery Rock responded with 9 points of their own, making the score 25-16. 27 combined points were scored in the quarter, completely changing the pace of the game. The key play of the game was a 74-yard touchdown pass from Ziemba to Brown that broke the tie early in the third quarter and gave the Rams a lead they would never relinquish. Shepard converted a field goal in the final frame, winning the quarterfinal 28-16. The Rams advanced to the NCAA semifinals for the first time since 2010 to face perennial Division II powerhouse Grand Valley State. Grand Valley State is arguably the best Division II football program in the country, having the highest all-time winning percentage of any Division II team and winning 4 national championships since 2001. The Rams weren't fazed by the Lakers' impressive pedigree, even with backup quarterback Connor Jessup starting the game after an injury to Jeff Ziemba the previous week. The Rams scored 2 first-quarter touchdowns to take an early 14-3 lead. Grand Valley State responded with 2 touchdowns of their own in the third quarter. With the Lakers leading 17-14, the fourth quarter saw a scoring explosion as both teams scored a combined 35 points in the final frame. Shepard scored 3 touchdowns in the quarter, including a 29-yard interception return by C.J. Davis, making the score 34-19 Rams. The Lakers stayed alive with 2 quick scores late in the game, and the Rams held on to win a thriller after Grand Valley State failed to convert the game-tying 2-point attempt. Shepard survives 34-32 to advance to the first national championship game in school history. Shepard traveled to Kansas City, Kansas for the Division II National Championship game to take on the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. The Bearcats are another historically dominant program, having won 6 national championships at the Division II level, including the championship 2 years earlier in 2013. Jeff Ziemba returned to start after missing the semifinal with a shoulder injury, but it was clear the Rams had finally met their match. Shepard's offense was stuck in neutral, as Ziemba's lingering injury and some bad snaps from their center put the offense in a hole and gave the Bearcats the early advantage. A huge second quarter saw Northwest Missouri State score 17 points to take a 24-0 lead into halftime. The story of this game was defensive domination by the Bearcats. The Rams' offense could never get going, and the box score reflects their struggles. The Bearcats sacked Ziemba a whopping 10 times, contributing to the negative 39 rushing yards the team finished with on the day. The passing game was equally as ineffective, and with all the lost sack yardage taken into account, Shepard couldn't even get over the century mark with just 97 yards of total offense. The Bearcats won in a rout, 34-7, and claimed their second national championship in 3 years. Shepard followed up their 2015 title game run with another 10-0 regular season and conference championship in 2016. The team was loaded with familiar faces, as many of the starters on both sides of the ball returned. Jeff Ziemba was back in charge of the offense, and Billy Brown recorded his best statistical campaign yet with 22 receiving touchdowns. Miles Humphrey and Trey Sullivan took command of a defense that allowed under 19 points a game. Shepard eyed another national championship run in 2016, and they almost made it back. The Rams posted 40-plus points in each of their first 3 playoff games before losing in the NCAA semifinals to North Alabama, 23-13. The Rams finished 2016 one game short of the championship. Shepherd saw similar success in 2017, yet again finishing the regular season undefeated at 10-0. But in the opening round of the NCAA tournament, they lost at home to Findlay, 29-17. Legendary head coach Monty Cater would retire following the season, marking the end of an era for one of the great coaches of his generation. Offensive coordinator Ernie McCook would take over as head coach in 2018, and the Rams played their final season in the Mountain East Conference before moving to the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference in 2019. The 2015 season was arguably the greatest season in Shepherd football history. The Rams reached heights they've never reached before or since, playing for a national championship and making the entire university community proud in the process. 2015 saw a high-powered offense, a dominating defense, and a magical postseason run with close wins and memorable finishes. To say that Shepherd is incredibly proud of their achievements that season is an understatement. To have one of our teams make it onto the national stage and compete for a championship is a tremendous accomplishment that is commemorated with a banner hung on the field house at Rams Stadium and trophies encased in the Butcher Center. 2015 will always be remembered as the year that Shepherd football climbed to the top of Division II. Thank you all so much for watching, and go Rams!